Hi guys, Joseph here. Today we're doing another Joseph car video, and today we're doing another video on my auntie's 2005 Volvo XC90. It's practically a 2005-2006 because it's a 55 reg. So today we're going to be replacing the steering angle sensor. So the clock spring and the squib behind the steering wheel. We're going to be replacing the angle sensor because obviously the one in this car has gone bad, so we got anti-skid service required. And don't worry, I have scanned it with VIDA to confirm that. And yes, we've got multiple codes relating to the steering angle sensor, so I pretty much know that it's bad on this car. So now let's get over to the car and we'll replace this angle sensor. Right guys, to do the steering angle sensor on this XC90, actually I've got all my front wheels removed at this point. So obviously that's what to confirm errors with this car. Confirming the error. You've got drive door open. Anti-skid service required is the problem we've got with this XC90. Fuel washer fluid. Yeah, we do have an ABS light that comes and goes in this. That's the reluctor ring on this. But we've got a problem with the anti-skid service required. So yeah, start by straightening the wheel. It don't actually matter because I've got no wheels on the vehicle. I found a problem with the subframe, so we're dealing with that right now. So now we're going to start the job. Right guys, to start this steering angle sensor replacement, obviously that involves removing the airbag as a precautionary. Disconnect the battery, you just lift that up, slide them out. And there's two 13mm. There's two 13mm bolts and one 13mm nut. You just need a 13mm socket and a ratchet for the two tops, and an extension for the bottom one. Just put the bolts there. Now obviously you'll use a 3/8 extension, long extension. It's a 3/8 drive. You could use a 1/2 inch if you really wanted. And that's that. When it's obviously loose enough, do it by hand. Then obviously take that out. Then obviously take the cover off. Then you undo the negative post to disconnect the battery. Then just pull it off. There you go, it's all disconnected. Then I'd recommend wait 10 minutes, then go before removing the airbag. So just gonna wait 10 minutes, then we'll be in the car. Right, there's 2 Torx 25 screws. Right, above here there's 2 Torx screws. And actually we got to pull this cowling out, and actually, yeah, to make your life easier, pull this as far down as it'll go, as that gives me some access up here. There's 2 Torx screws. Yeah, take those 2 screws out. So then lift that up. And you pull it out. There's no actually need to, if you have a V70, guys, you won't have to do this, because there's enough space I found on the V70 to pop out the airbag without removing that. No need to take the gauge cluster out. I've only recently found that one out myself. So yeah, now you grab your key. Yeah, obviously use the right key and pop it in the ignition. Turn it at any precision to release the steering wheel. I got the vehicle off the ground, so last going to be quite easy for me to rotate it. So I was going to pause and go and get myself a long screwdriver to release the airbag. So guys, to release the airbag, on this type of airbag, you'll turn the steering wheel 90 degrees, and in the back there's a hole in the back. Yeah, there's a tab in the back. You'll feel a tab. You'll feel a tab. Lift that, and that pops that out. Then you just turn it the other way, which reveals you with another hole. Again, lift up. Yeah, that one was a tough one. And once you release that, that's that. And then the mount you again. Yeah, I'll show you. On the back, in the back you get 2 connectors. There you go, that's it. And when you're working with, here's an important safety tip: always place an airbag facing up, as if that was to deploy, it's just going to explode. If you face it down like that, and it was to happen to deploy, that could send that shooting up. So normally, but this ain't going off because I had the thing, but I'm actually going to put it on, that's one of my auntie's seats in the back. Place it back there. And now there's one connector here. Yeah, I'll try and push this tab. Yeah, you have to give a good squeeze to pull it out. Never pull from the wire, always pull from the connector. You don't break the wire. And then you just root that out from underneath there. And now there's a big 18mm bolt, which I'm just going to go and grab hold of a bolt. A socket, 18mm socket with a slight extension and a breaker bar to break that loose. On a mount you wire break that loose. I thought I'd better show you, when you're putting your screwdriver in the hole, you might not know what you're pulling. You're feeling for that line, and when you pull, you'll feel something. You'll feel a thing. You'll feel to try and go above the spring. Then when you pull down, when you see that going down like that, and that is allowing you to release the airbag, because this is what it attaches to in the back. It's in that locking tab right there, so you're flicking that up to release that from that groove there. There's another groove over there, and that's what you're doing. So here's the 18mm bolt. So what you're going to do is try and lower the steering wheel enough. It's going to be tough to break it loose. There you go. Never rely on a steering lock. That's just a lot tight in there. That's, I can't remember how many times I've had this wheel off now. I'll check. Make sure I had that centered before I take that off. So yeah, get the bolt out of the way. Normally, yeah, make a mark before taking it off. Yeah, definitely got. I've already had this off so many times that I've pre-made so many marks. I made a mark on this previously. I just used 2 screwdriver marks. All I had was black marker. So yeah, it doesn't. It's not 100% a lined up line, but it's one that I can make out with. So now you're gonna get this out. And then you go, you push that aside. Then it's the 3 Torx 25s, which are underneath. There's 3 of them. And that's the final screw. That's my granddad underneath doing some bits under there while I'm in here doing other bits. And then turn it off, pull the key out. So then you obviously, then you release that. Yes, it's going to not be easy to keep it down because obviously there's no spring tension. The steering wheel's like a weight to it. There we go, just put that aside. Now all we're left with is just 3 Phillips screws, so yeah. Actually, yeah, and don't forget, I always forget this. On the corner, there's a little yellow tab, and that's the... I'll bring you closer. At the corner, there's a little electrical connector. Then there's 3 torque screws, Phillips, sorry. The older style clock spring will have 4th one down here. I'll put all the screws in there. Yeah, just get the final screw. This one seems to be spinning in place, but don't worry. With the leverage of the sensor, yeah, that one seems to more or less spin in place. So there you go. That's how you take a clock spring out. That is actually a scrapyard one, by the way. Yeah, this was out of a V70. I found a V70 clock springs do not work in an XC90. So that's the old one removed. Now I'm going to go and get my replacement sensor. So I'm just going to pause and go and grab it. Make sure you properly align the steering angle sensor in place. So that's that installed. Now I'm going to start putting the 3 Phillips screws in it. There you go. Little hassle getting that installed. You don't have to put them things in crazy tight. Really, it is just a Phillips screw. That one sort of really isn't. I think the thread's stripped out the bottom on that one, but it doesn't matter. It's only Phillips screws. So now it is time to put on the steering wheel. Actually, it might make it easier to put the trim on the bottom first. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So obviously at this point, yeah, just take the key out. Get this in at the bottom. Yeah, put those on proper. Because obviously this is going to go underneath it. So now I'm going to mount you and start putting the screws in it. Now we're going to put in our little, we got a T25. They're all Torx 25s on this. It's a common size for these Volvos. And now I'm going to put in all the rest of the trims. You don't need this out to put this back together, guys. It's only for disassembly that you got to take this out. It's the only reason you need this out. Yeah, put the lock on it. Yeah. Yeah. Then yeah. Yeah, then you put in your Torx 25s at the top. So then, well, makes it a lot easier. Then also, all you have to do afterwards is grab the wires, guide it through the top hole of the steering wheel. Guide it through. Line it up my marks. That's lined up. I'm just going to go and grab the bolt, and the big bolt, and all that's left in now is to put on some medium strength thread lock, then obviously insert it. Just going to go and grab some Loctite. Right, just going to push in the electrical connector up there. Right guys, before you put the bolt in, make sure you add some medium strength thread lock. Just do this and prevent any vibrations from. There you go. Don't use too much. I have put a bit much, but it will do it alright. Yes. And yeah, the torque spec for this is 30 Newton meters. I'm just gonna also set up my torque wrench. That's set to roughly about 30. He's not that tight. And yeah. So yeah, just to make life easy, I'm going to use my brake bar. I should probably use a ratchet, but yeah, I can't even go and grab my ratchet. Actually, I could use my torque wrench to start ratcheting out with this. Here you go, you shouldn't really use a lock, but yeah, I did that time. Then once you've torqued that to spec, going like an additional 30 degrees. That's it. That's it, I'm going to break the lock if I continue. I thought it was about to break if I continued. And there you go. After that, you start to route your wires under this. I'll try to get you off the sensor works yet. Could have been done all this or nothing, but we'll see. And that's that. Then it's really weird, you have to place the airbag upside down to put the connector in. And it is. When it upside down, then you have to twist. I won't actually twist it yet. Try and put least stress on these. Then there's the line of pegs. There you go. Wherever that is. So now, yeah, it's all good. Keep that centered. Now, it's time to go and reconnect the battery. Right, now we're going to connect the battery back up. Then you have to use a 10mm. I'm just going to snug it up. Don't over tighten your battery because you don't want to snap the plate. That's it, you only need to snug it. Don't over tighten it, you don't want to snap the bolt. I've done that before myself, so it's horrible when you do it. And then obviously after that you will just put on your battery cover. Hopefully I don't end up having to touch this for a while. Then on goes the cover. I'm going to start them all off by hand. All you need is just a 13mm just to snug them all up. Right, and just use the 13mm just to snug them up. I might be able to just about do. I managed to do it. That's it. Then final is to do what was first to come out and last to go in, the floor. And some of my personal bits, I'm just going to pull them out. And then flooring. And that's it. That's it. Now let's see if the sensor works. If it won't fully clear, but we still sort of know if the sensor works. I'll find the key. And I'll find the key to it. Right, now I'm just going to pause and just going to find the key. Right guys, I've got all the sensor in, the battery all hooked up. Let's see if this works. Airbag light first. Does it go out? Good. Anti-skid's changed temporarily off, which means that's pretty good. Well, obviously it's not gonna change the DTCs. Temporarily off means it is happy with it. So now I'm going to pause, and obviously all what you need to do is plug VEDA or something in there to calibrate the angle sensor and erase the codes, and that will disappear. So I'm just going to pause here. Right guys, got VEDA started here. I'm covering the VIN numbers there, but the cars that we have here is these are the latest identified vehicles, is XC90 and the V70. Actually, I'm going to pause and I'm just going to select the XC90. Actually, I'm not connected to the vehicle because, yeah, the car's not actually here because it's my auntie's. So, but I actually did calibrate it on this. We've got rid of all the codes. So, yeah, I'm going to just pause. I'll actually select that. You obviously select your partner group there. You actually hit read vehicle up there, then obviously you'll select your partner group to you select Europe except Arabia and China. Obviously depends on your partner group whereabouts in the world you are. You'll depends on what of those you'd select, but obviously the one we're dealing with today is the XC90. So yeah. So yes, it's an XC90. It's weird, this comes up as a 2006, or it's actually a 55 reg, 2005. Yeah, you obviously select your steering, which in this is right-hand drive. Obviously, you'd select your part of special vehicle. That'd be if it's an executive or not. That depends on that. I didn't know they did an XC90 van. You can quote me on that. And you click on diagnostic tabs up there. Obviously it will show you connection status over there. Obviously I went to fault trace first to clear all my faults, and obviously I went to delivery, which had all the faults here, because the codes we had was steering angle sensor at the bottom, which definitely does confirm that mine was a steering angle sensor. Steering angle sensor 0008, steering wheel angle sensor internal fault. And we had a brake control module 0109, communication between control units, communicational problems with steering angle sensor internal fault. So in this case, we knew that we needed a steering angle sensor. And obviously, to go to the thing, you'd go to vehicle communications. You won't actually get us on there because obviously I'm not connected to a vehicle at the time of filming this. So obviously you click on brake control mod BCM, then you go to advanced tab. expand that window, calibration, only vehicles with dynamic stability traction control DSTC. You click description. Then actually, for the XC90 yaw rate sensor and tilt sensor, also be calibrated when replacing the brake control module on the active yaw control. I don't quite know what a yaw actually does. I'm not 100% sure on all of them. Obviously, you'd click the VCT 200 symbol. It's not actually going to do anything because I'm not connected. Yeah, you're pretty much not going to get nothing. Obviously, if it's connected, you get a window up to say that that's connected. I might be able to get it. You get that window just popped up a second there. That'll come up if it's connected. Obviously, for me, it's not going to because I'm not connected to the vehicle. Obviously, you'd hit continue after that. And by the way, with the fault trace, you'd have initial state. And you're in delivery, at the bottom will be erased. If you can't see it, you go on the scroll bar and you would scroll right to the bottom and you would see read or erase at the bottom will be at the bottom if you go into the delivery tab. To really know about these Volvos, get yourself a copy of Vida. So now we're going to pause and go off and end off this video. Right guys, the steering angle sensor's working really well. We've had no faults with it. It's had no anti-skid messages. And that's the angle sensor. So, and if you found this video helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, as that helps YouTube recommend my content. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any content like this, and share this video with your family and your friends, and have a nice day.